Hello and welcome, everyone. It is Thursday again, and that means we get to continue Ace Attorney Trilogy. So let's get straight into it. Uh, Immediately as Steam allows me to actually launch the game. Come on, Steam, everyone's waiting. Okay, it should be launching again. Oh yeah, I forgot. The resolution only fixes itself after it has done. There we go. I have no idea why it's built like that. It's the most rudimentary launcher I ever seen. And funnily enough, on like the upper corner, like on the bar, you see the name of the XC. It has the English and Japanese title on it, like mixed in with it. So the it's a bit lazy, but the game is good, so we shall forgive. Yes. I would have wished that there would be more save slots, but 10 is way more than what the game's other versions have. And especially the game's separate. But yeah, so we'll have a slight repeat from last time. Because there were no a spot where the game actually allows me to quit after the episode starts, so we wouldn't go way overboard. And this way we see the entire episode on one go, at least from the beginning. I have to see, can I actually finish it on today's episode, or does it go to next week? Because even though I know everything, I don't remember everything, and some things just take a while. Yeah, that's ouch. Yeah, even though it's a tease, there is some truth to it, and things won't look good when you get further in the story, like the actual game, and you notice things how they are. Look. And like I told you, the statue has a meaning in this trial as well, like and the last one. Not that crucial, but extremely crucial still. Yeah, that's another thing. The clockworks usually are very small. Like when you see someone that making a custom clock, it's a very common thing here that you would actually just create a clock on your own. The clockwork engine itself, it's very small. Like it's usually the size of 3 AAA batteries. That's the general size of it. So not much. You would think that there would have been a lot of hollow space in the statue, but on the other hand, it's a custom work by Buzz, so I don't expect it to be that good. Hello, radio. Good to see that old joke is still alive. And I'm surprised that I haven't actually been able to use that name at all in whatchamacallit, Among Us. Burgers. Yes. I could actually go for a burger as well. It has been a while. That beep sounds so out of place. Yeah, like I have never heard any phone device that has a beep like that. And as someone who has handled a lot of types of text, there are usually certain types of rings and beeps associated in certain types of technologies. So it just felt very out of place. And over there! And I just like the way the thinker had swallowed the papers, and then we would see a cutscene where where the murderer would just push their hands and try to open the jaws of the statue. Yeah, that's a bit revealing soon enough. Your eternal reward. And for the second time, the statue have been used to murder someone. Funny enough, that takes that. Well, it has to be said that it's a statue. It takes it to be the most controversial statue ever, because throughout history, I only know cases where certain statues have been thought to kill one person. Now we can say that this one has killed two. Blood. Also, it hasn't been that long. The smell of blood shouldn't go that far. It is very recognizable, but the smell of blood itself, it doesn't spread that much. Otherwise, you would be smelling nothing but that constantly when you go to a hospital. Or, let's say, a blood drive location. And I do walk past a blood drive location like at least once a week. And you cannot get the smell of the blood there, not even once. Not even back when it was filled with people and there were constant, well, processing going on. I'm not going to move, I'm going to examine right here. this is a bit different than the main whatchamacallit, the other versions of the trilogy, because there I don't remember that I were allowed to examine things. Plus, unless everything gives me that same trigger, this one's missing the thing that says what is something I can trigger and what's not. Yeah, so I think everything is going to trigger that. Because, well, we have to move. And this also looks a bit odd. I remember it looking like this. It wouldn't be that surprising that they would have redrawn some places, to be honest. Yeah, that is actually a normal shock thing to happen. People in shock, they legit do all the wrong things to do, and trying to shake someone alive or comfort them even though they have been dead for a while is a very common thing to happen. Now we examine. Yeah, remember the weapon again. Take a picture of that. Yeah, I do actually have the identification in this one as well. Things go yellow. It's something I can. Because it, yeah, you get, sometimes you get like a custom thing for an overall area if there is nothing, but usually the things you can point out are just in the yellow. It's funny how pressing one thing gives us all of this. When I could have actually gone through this. And the poor plan has nothing to do with it, it's nothing important. The chair, however, is. And we get the things how comfortable it is, even though it's still not back and surprisingly unbroken. Yeah, it doesn't. We don't get information what it is, but we know it's from yesterday. It's all that Wright has no idea who that girl could be, even though he knew who should be here with the chief. Like that would be the first thing to expect. Even though, to be honest, in my eyes, the two of them don't look alike. But yeah. that's all we can do here, so move to the offices. Yeah, the best thing to ask immediately. Get scared, and then, oh, who are you, by the way? Wop, wop, wop. Of course, we will present things, and we always have to present our attorney. Well, I don't remember what things does she react to at this point. Yeah, I like how super attacky you can be sometimes. Like, you can do really, really bad things occasionally. Like this. Look, this is the thing that killed your sister. How do you feel? I don't know why, but like Maya's eyes on this version of the game looks like the coloring method makes it look a bit wrong, like, a bit disturbing. You guys see what I mean? Actually, how did I was supposed to call? Because like the phone is over there. Did I? Yeah, now that I move back here, I can actually examine the phone. But there are other things to examine, like the computer, which looks super modern. Yeah, they say ancient model, even though when the game was new, that was to be like older types of like all-in-one builds, the office standard, like everywhere. Like XP was brand new, something futuristic. Yeah, that should be all the files. Funny that he said it makes good bit of money. It's gonna become apparent how odd that sounds eventually. I remember that was something. No, well, let's use the phone. I have no idea how can Wright actually see someone from a hotel across. It really shouldn't be that like that a thing, especially that it's light on her room and dark over here. There would be no way of anyone telling anything. Well, Wright could see her, like, if we are at all realistic, like the vague shapes, and maybe enough to identify from a line, but that should be it. I think then we have to move back. There comes the wee woo wagons. Yeah. Like, the speed of this judgment over here and assumptions, it wouldn't fly. But to be honest, if the location would be different and the sex of the offender would be different, I think that there would be judge, jury, and executioner going on immediately. But funnily enough, right, it's just a let go. Far as I remember, you legit cannot. But we have been horrible so far, so let's be horrible even more. And there we go. Well, what would there be expected? Someone who never seen is next to someone you care about, the body of someone you care about. 3 more years. Oh, 3 more years. And we can examine the surroundings. I always gotta love how the people just disappear when you're doing this. Oh, the window wasn't a thing in this one. But they sometimes change, like what you can and can't. So these are the things I least remember, like what you can do where and when. And I always found this amusing, like they take the thing of trying to save a bit of money with having the background being stable instead of animated is put into a joke that they have an extremely good guard that doesn't move an inch. And that should have been everything we can do. Yeah, well, we'll present our attorney badge because that's the thing. Oh, damn it, I cannot do it even now. Well, let's talk home. It's nothing strange, you say? Yeah, nothing strange. No. Totally normal spirit mediums. You see them every day, everywhere. Womp womp. Yeah, that's a thing. They really emphasize that, especially the women. Let's just say that the family trees will be explored, but half of it will be, well, left in the dark by a huge margin. And in one way, yeah, it makes sense. Another way, no, it doesn't make sense at all. Yeah. Be way too convenient. And when the series go on further, that's the thing that will always mean, why not? We are bad. Yeah. And I think I talked about this in the last one. State of attorneys are the worst. They are the ones in training. They receive next zero to pay. They have zero motivation for anything. They are just there so until they can get a better job. And usually, sadly, that almost always goes into prosecution. Because defense is always in the underhanded. It doesn't matter that almost every country nowadays says that not guilty unless innocent unless proven otherwise. When in actuality the courts work that we want a guilty verdict because that makes us money. Judges and prosecutors both get paid based on how many guilty verdicts they do. So even judges have very much wanting to give guilty verdicts, which I find very sick, but that's how it works. And there we go. Because, yeah, the statue has killed two. The most dangerous statue out there officially. But to be frank, there have been other art pieces that have killed more people than two. But well, there have been art pieces. They haven't been quote-unquote statues. And some paintings have been the motive for murder, not the tool. What? Wait, what? What do you mean no games category? I have it there. Is it broken again? Hold on, let me check. Because it says that there is a category on my test screen. But if I refresh the page, it's no longer there. Oh, what's wrong with OBS? I can clearly see it on the OBS screen right now. But let me take the category off and put it back. It has always worked through OBS, except with this game. This game has been the sole exception where it hasn't worked. Because I set everything through OBS. You guys just have to admit that there are functionalities of OBS which you guys never use, even though they would be very much beneficial. So I'm thinking that the category for the game itself is a bit broken, because there are 3 different ones for the exact same game. And yeah, it didn't go in, so let me put it through Twitch then. This will take annoying amount of time though. Let's see. Yeah, category is empty for no reason. And let's see, what does it say about the game? Oh, there are less categories here, so I bet there is an issue with Twitch categories. That's why it hasn't worked. Okay, it should be there now. Let me test it on the test screen. And no, I don't see it even now. What the hell? Yeah. No, I'm 100% certain now. The games category is broken. It's the problem with Twitch because even when I do it on the Twitch side, it's still not there. But have they been streaming it now? It might have been broken later on. Because I bet if I put it to be something else than the trilogy, it would work. Okay, I will try the trilogy HD for shits and giggles. It says Steam info have been updated. I update the screen, and boom, it's not there. But how many other people are streaming it right now? Because I put the category in through Twitch right now, and it's not working. It's doing absolutely nothing at this very second. It's not going in. It always says updated. Still 0 categories. I wonder how many times do I do this in a row, and it will keep on claiming it's there while it's absolutely doing nothing. It always says stream info updated, but when I go back, there is no category, none whatsoever. Yeah, not working. Then let me test to take just the first game category. I put that in, and let's see what happens now. Yep, the first game works. So that means I have to use the game per game category. I cannot use the trilogy category. That's stupid. But that at least works. Also, I'm very confused what you're doing in the chat there, Gora. But welcome. But yeah, now we know that the trilogy category is broken. The single out games work. So we'll go with this. We'll have to go with this. I just hate that Twitch doesn't allow you to actually edit the categories afterward, more than like tweaking them. You cannot flat out state it to be something else, even when that would be reality, which is very odd. But yeah, that's talking with my app. So let's go to the Crossbreak Law offices. I will try to avoid going to the Fei and Law offices in other places when I don't have to, or that I remember that there would be something fun to hear from it. Usually it's the place where you go if you don't know what to do, and there is a character usually saying that, hey, you should try do this. Well, I can still examine around here. An ashtray. Is this legit meant to be a lighter? It's huge. I would want a solid gold lighter like that. Like, this is a cigar case. The lighter is larger than that. I would think that it originally was meant to be a flask, but they didn't want to emphasize that, oh, yeah, the person running the offices actually has a flask just open on the table. So it makes sense to say it is a lighter, but it's huge. Well, I'm not sure exactly which brand that is either, but we know it's not the most expensive because bonsais are the most expensive out there. There are many types of bonsais. This is not one of them because it's way too large. At least it's trying to be realistic. I this painting has changed a lot depending on the versions. I'm not sure what it's a reference to in this one. I bet it's actually referring someone specific. I know what painting it's referring to, but looking at the face, I bet it's a reference to someone specific. It kinda reminds me of a Lupin. Yeah, that is a very common thing. Like almost everywhere where I go and I see bookcases, there are books that no one has ever read. Like I don't know why it's a thing, but that's a thing you see on flea markets when people sell out stuff that used to belong to their dead relatives. They always had these certain books that have these certain types of covers that look identical, but they could be completely like completely different category of books. Usually they are mystery or love novels, just combined into one book, like a single book, and there's like 20 in a series. Those you see everywhere here, and no one has ever read them. I guarantee it. Over 90% of those books have never been written by anyone. Sadly, I don't own any of those. We do have some of those at home, but they are not in my control. And I bet they have actually been put into outdoor storage by then, by this time, because nobody actually reads them. Meanwhile, looking at my bookshelves, I'm just expecting when the wood will just give out because they are so heavy with the books that I have read and would want to read again. But because there are so many books on top of them, and on side of them, I usually don't dare to take them out again. Uh, and oh, still get the mahogany desk. I think that's all that's searchable here, far as memory would serve. Yeah. And oddly enough, at least I haven't noticed that there would be an achievement of actually looking at everything, which is a godsend, because there are far too many places in the game which you only have one shot at trying to look at something. Hmm. There was something I needed to do, but now I'm not sure what. Was I intended to actually go back to the uh, other law office, then to the prison to get the phone? Because in the first game, there are many places which force you to actually go back somewhere where you don't need to be, just in order to go somewhere where you need to be. And here we go. Do we take the moral high road that we actually know his name? Or are we just bad and say something wrong? And everything else actually makes sense, but what the heck is this doing here? Okay, well, Iggy said it first, so let's go with Iggy's suggestion. And now we confused his name to himself as well. Well, yeah, we aren't a lawyer, but the fact is that we are part of this lawyer office, so we would have the right to actually conduct our business here, regardless. It would be under supervision, but to a lawyer, the office is a very important place. We could have important files here which we need. Shit like that. Like, even though Phoenix is a trainee at this point, they are still part of this office. But we present attorney badge. And that's road. Sadly, the thing of everyone having a response to it is not a thing yet. It will be a thing later on. But I don't remember will it be later on this game or when we get to the second one. Yeah, it should, but like I don't remember. Does it actually start with the second game or with later cases? Or just when you meet the people that are like unique for the first time? Because it's not a big secret that we have only met people that we will be seeing a lot so far. Always? I don't remember it. Like, it's not a thing yet. So... the famous autopsy report. Oh, yeah. It should, yes. That's true. And in most cases it has, but not 100%. Maybe more like 80%. 10% being places where it doesn't have, and 10% being places where you meet someone in a wrong circumstances. Oh, yeah, I will do that when we get... No, wait, I can actually do it right now. So yeah, these are the options we have, which is not much, but it's... well, it's more than I'm used to. I don't know why vibration is a setting and why it's automatically on, even though I don't have a controller on at the moment. It's not like my keyboard suddenly starts vibrating. And yeah. So this is what there is. I'm surprised that there legit isn't anything else. yeah, I would have been happy with that. Like they have had like the alternative tech boxes and shit in the later games. It would not have been hard to make them a thing into this one as well. And I really hope that they actually would make another trilogy with the the fourth, fifth, and sixth game, and we would see them there at least. Overall, I want them to remaster those games as well because I want a good excuse to replay them, and I want to replay them on a big screen. Okay, I would be fine with if they did the same thing, that first it would be a Switch exclusive and then it came on PC. I could stream it on the Switch alone and then I wouldn't be that tempted getting the PC version since I can just play Switch games on the PC with my Elgato anyway. Yeah, well, Capcom has always been very against mods, so this is actually a good question because both are true. But have they taken that down? I never used it myself, but I knew of existence. Well... And well, the attorney badge doesn't have anything yet, and I can't remember any of the evidence having anything yet. But the memo should have. Are you sure? Because like I randomly get suggested videos made with that, and some of them are new, but I cannot say which are reposts and which are not. And sometimes people just use the assets to create things on their own, regardless of the online client. And I find the custom animations a lot better than the online ones. The things done with the online client, to be honest. Well, we have not been straight with anyone anyway. And this is how easily we got a piece of evidence away from the cops. Wait, which one was AG? I legit cannot remember which one was AG as this one. And I have all the games in one form or another. Mainly digital because there aren't been physical releases. Oh, Apollo Justice on 3DS! No, I don't have a 3DS version of it. No. So I was confused. I have the DS release, the original one. It was actually the first one in the series I ever played, because they sold it at a ridiculously cheap price when it was still the newest game in the series. But there's a thing that I don't want to get more games on the 3DS. I want physical releases, and I want them at least on the Switch. I remember that I actually paid 20 euros for when I got it. And like I said, it wasn't brand new at that point. The copy I got was new, but like the game itself wasn't brand new. But it was the latest in the series. And I think I paid 20 euros for it. And then looking at, oh, I want to pay the other games. Only one I can get though is the first one. Looking at the prices, cheapest I can get it for is 55 euros. Like, well, I just bit the bullet, got it, played it. Lo and behold, we actually got the trilogy eventually. But I had to play some of the other games while not being able to play the second and third game first. And that always was a sore spot. The trilogy was actually the first place where I could play the second and third game. Well, I wouldn't enforce things like those. Especially since from what I have witnessed, they suck. Like, every time I see anyone having those, they are horrible. And then they just go, oh, this game just sucks. And I go like, well, your emulation is fucking awful. Your console is falling apart because you had to fiddle around with something on it. So you could use these emulators on it. Why? Okay, see you later, Goran. And here we go again, which goes against the law. Both the defense and the prosecution need to share their information. There cannot be surprise witnesses. It's not how courts work. But in this world, it seems like surprise witnesses is everything. Yeah, I do remember that there are few occasions where they actually say that there is a list of people, but you are not allowed to know it, which is so against the law. And I think that's everything. And well, there's not much to examine here. Yeah, I would also love the fact that there was a legit parrot on the list and everyone just forgot about it. And that should be everything. I think now we have to, like, we are meant to go to the hotel. The crosswalk is not there yet. Like I said, I can't remember everything. I just have to go by what I do remember. You would think that her hands would get real tired real soon. Oh boy, you don't know the half of it, right? And we immediately go snooping in a private hotel room. And the way the look changed. And the eye twitch. I sadly have to relate with the eye twitch. I've been having a horrible eye twitch for a while again. Oh, well, you could do this, and now you see more. But there are multiple reasons why I prefer there to be no transparency in it. And I'm not going to go into details of that, but I would rather not have there to be transparency. Let's just say one of the big reasons why it makes it way easier to read on the stream when there is no background on it. That's one of the biggest reasons. Because if I have the transparency on it, even on low, it's hard for me to read the text on the TV screen. And that's the same as if you would be watching the stream on the phone. Yes. Oh. Present the badge. And yeah, again, no. Huh? So that was my mic falling down because I hit the cable of it. Because I just had a sudden notification on the phone. I'm like, what the heck even is it? It's nothing. It's just Pocket Camp saying, hey, there's new cookies you can buy. And yeah. So we still don't have the unique things for presenting the badge. And I think, especially since she's here, if we try to snoop around, can I actually do anything while she's here? Two classes. Yeah, that makes no sense, because on a situation like this, you should not see anything. It should be too sunny. Oh, I clicked outside the game. What did I even click? Because I don't see anything launching, I don't see anything new. That's odd. Well, yeah, it is large. But actually, let's test it. Have it on low. Let's go back because it does make reading bit harder. But I guess it's not that much harder. I can always put the transparency back, like the none when needed. So let's keep it at this setting then. And I think that should be everything. Because when the main thing we want to actually study, we cannot. Because she's here. Oh, this is one of the lines. This always makes me cringe. No. No. Yeah, like, this is what you have to just get used to. People completely disregarding the law. Too obvious, but not obvious enough. And I just hate how much I emote, especially while with my hands, especially while playing the game, and nobody can see it. I hope you can hear the waves that my hand produce when I wave them around. But even if I had a webcam, it could not be captured. And could I even present anything at this point? Don't think I can. Yeah. So let's actually try the law offices. Yeah, I want to know the original intention of this. Like, did they just want to circumstance the fact that Wright don't want to say that he looks fat? What's the idea here? Because there have been so many games and movies, and especially books, where they use the wording of grandeur when they see someone and they are fatter than they think they would be. And here's the thing he should have never said. it hits. And immediately we hit the nerve way too hard. Yeah, I think that the reaction only actually started with the third case or with the second game. I'm starting to get that feeling. Yeah. And here we go. Noticing a funny thing, by the way. Comparing what do I see on my screen, on the OBS screen, and on the stream screen, the background effect on the text is actually way lessened, even on the just alone on the OBS screen. Like you cannot see the texture that well compared to what do I see on my screen itself. Like my screen, you see the dots way too clearly. On the OBS screen and on the especially on the test screen, they are not that apparent, which is a good thing because the pattern is quite vivid. Let's just say. Well, we are still trying to talk. Then I need to.
It seems like someone has the buyer's remorse.
$3 million. Oh, the things I could do even if I had 1 million. Even a 250,000 would suit me. To be honest, with a 250,000, that would be enough for me to just keep on going. Yeah, I think that was everything we can do here, so we just have to go back defeated. Why? Oh, why like that? There are so many things what you could have said, but you go lying about their their weight. Oh, 15 years ago. I think things start to create a web work of other things very fast in this one. Yeah, this part never made any sense. Yeah, like this part never made any even a slight hint of sense. But it's an important factor. Well, it's presenting us to be an option right over here. So we're just going to go home. Goodbye. She's happy to say that. It would have been very interesting to actually know what would happen if that would be how the story goes. Because this one decision changes absolutely everything. To force myself to be your defender. You have no option. Mm, I don't know. Well, she has smiled a few times, quite randomly, in the time we have been talking. You are innocent, right? And this shouldn't be it. You just went to a random hotel room, talked to someone that technically should be unrelated to the case, technically, and you see they had something in a drawer, and that's pulling all of your focus on. No, right? No, you cannot do that. Like, I would be super defensive and angry and would just literally toss them out of the window if someone would start going through my stuff. That should be expected. And I don't think even now I can do it. Yeah. Aha! It was a cheat. Now she's depressed again. Aha! Oh well. I don't think. Did that? Oh, that triggered it. Yeah, it was that. And there we go. We just barge into the room and well, indeed. But to be honest, I wonder how many corporations are there, like out there, named Blue. Because I alone know four in this country alone. Like they have been differentiated by what they do, so it's technically allowed. And well, some of them have the different way of saying corporation on it as well. But just flat out having a number or a color as a name of a company shouldn't be allowed. Like super simple company names should be made illegal because they are abused way too much. And I especially love how they will legit allow their names being copyrighted at some point because they technically already allowed the what was it? Let's Play was at one point being copyrighted. Um, Asks was actually copyrighted at one point. What others there were? React. Yeah, React was copyrighted at one point as well. Like so many words somehow got through that yeah, this is our intellectual property now. This word that's used by so many. And then only after that people realized, oh shit, what did we do? Yeah, these are node. Ugh. And things haven't changed, but the one thing we couldn't do how do you immediately know that that's a wiretap? There's something of Wright's past, which is never explained. Also, why on earth it is in such a idiotic position to begin with? And there we go. Wright cannot even think to himself without getting embarrassed. I bet there are many who wish to get to her bottom. But Wright, you shouldn't be one of them. It's funny how it automatically saves, but you're still asked, do you actually want to save or not? And we are just going to overwrite. So I'm starting to think that we are not going to be able to complete the whole episode today, but we'll continue for a while at least. At least the usual ending time. We'll just have to see how much energy do I have after that. That's what you say. Everything else, it's just taking at face value. Well, most of it makes sense. Most of it. Yeah, the fact 2 people are there already. Arrest 1. And especially I love the situation that 2 people who were in there, one is being prosecuted and one is a defense attorney for the case now. in essence, Wright is legit defending himself, which in the usual case is not even allowed in some countries. Funny enough, there are many countries that doesn't allow you to defend yourself. There always has to be someone else doing it for you. And then there are some countries where they don't allow anyone else to do the defense other than yourself. And in the worst cases on those, the one who's dead is supposed to defend himself. So, yeah, try to convict someone of murder unless they are caught red-handed. And there we go. The core of the entire game. It works a lot of times. Imagine this in a real situation. We would just press on every literal small thing that the one on the witness stand would say. You would be held at contempt of court so fast. This month. Next month, maybe we actually do something for the good of the people. Month after that, we need to save money. Month after that, let's try quick response again. Month after that, we are in debt. We need to start giving out more tickets. No, there weren't. No, because we are not getting punished for this. So we can do this all day. Uh, I found your hard evidence very soft. Yeah, that's a thing, but on the other hand, he wasn't given a chance to get that far either, so. And let's keep a bit forward. And I'm far certain that someone has made a game called Hermagoblin Boblin already. If someone has not, I'm very disappointed in the internet. And there we go. Okay, it's not his specialty. He was not hired to know all the sides of the forensic. But being a detective, especially with homicide cases, you should know what you are talking about, at least. Like, just say that it's part of a forensic investigation that you have no expertise on the details of. Not going all so defensive and aggressive about it. All of the time in books and movies, yes. This is half of it. There is a movie. Well, there is a manga book as well, so technically, okay, it's both. It's both when you think about it. But far as I know, there isn't an official novelization of it. So if you don't count manga, then it's only a movie. And I really wish they would make a legal release of some sort of the movie. I want to own it. But no, there is no legal way of seeing it over here. They even removed all of the copies that used to be all over YouTube at one point. Some of them actually masquerading as official sources as well. Okay, let's get right into the deal. I think this is the point where we can just go on without stating, Oi, death instantaneous. Hmm. Yep. Immediate death. And here comes the legendary line, quoted in so many things. Oh, an outdated autopsy report. Yes, like that happens. If there is any updates, they are made to be clear. They are not allowed to put in the registry unless they have been registered for both sides and in agreement that this is now the most recent related file. I'm going to show that because I want to use these screen caps for things, and this is one of the very famous scenes. Yep. Like, this is one thing that again goes in the way of how far was he thinking about this? I don't see a point of actually doing this. Like that's not going to be even that hard of a valid of a claim to say that, oh, if the victim died immediately, how did they write this down? Well, you could just go on and saying, well, the autopsy most likely has an error on it, without making it a huge secret that there has been a second autopsy report. A very bad trump card, in my opinion. I can't resist. To be honest, this game's system of government and trials has a huge advantage on the front of the trials go very fast. They take at maximum 3 days, and they usually happen like a day or at the most like 2 days after the event. So it's a very efficient one. But the margin of error is so huge. I wouldn't think anyone except the bookkeepers would score it to be worth it. And even them would start saying it's not worth it when they are put on the trial. Oh, you would be put in the contempt of court by doing that. Manipulating all the sides for, well, no apparent reason at this point, but still trying to manipulate the court. Yeah. Should not require any reaction. Mousy girl, you say? And there we go. She already got the judge to forget complete about the cross-examination. No, I wouldn't say so. To be honest, there are things I know which the judge do not, but still, no, you are distracted way too easily there. Hmm. Yeah, being a bad lawyer when you are allowed to is fun sometimes. But it's funny enough, if you actually want a good gameplay guide for playing the entire series, if you are asked, do you want to do something or not? 99% of times, you just say yes. That's how it goes. What was it? This one? Yep, that's a very good thing to grab onto. I wonder what sort of sound is that the roar meant to be? I really would want to know. And there we go again, trying to manipulate the judge. She's doing it way too easily as well. You have to notice that there is a difference of like what 5 meters between those two, and she still sends the signal so clearly all the way from the witness stand to the judge. And I bet you guys already noticed a glaring thing in the testimony that we have already seen before. Weapon. That clock. Yeah, because it did. Looks like a statue. Deja vu. Haven't I been here before? No, you can't do it that easily, April. Yeah, that is throughout eternally. Like looking at it, you could not figure out it's a clock. Even if you would be a fan of this series, if you would see a statue, like a thing of that size and shape, something solid item that looks like a thinker, you would still not expect it to be a functional clock. You might make the joke that, oh, can I turn its heads around? But you wouldn't expect it to actually be like that. No, it's not the important factor of this. It's not a trivial, it actually has a very good point to it. Because if nothing else, the witness have been given information that they shouldn't be knowing, and that would falsify their testimony. There have been many cases where someone have been thinking that they saw something. They have heard what news they say about some person or something, and they go along with it because they don't want to appear foolish. So they change what they actually thought they saw just to suit the narrative. So they appear way more smarter. Well, both of these would be the case, but technically yes, technically yes, technically yes. And nowadays, even though that's a common way to say that someone's lying, a liar, you would be held in contempt saying that on more fronts than one, even if it would be proven immediately to be true that they were lying. Yeah. There was the key word. It is a possibility, but where would the clockwork be? It would have been discovered if that would be the case. Like, jeez. This is one of the only cases where legit Wright has the actual proof before it was even asked, and before he actually has to think, can he prove it or not? The phone. Take that! The beep is still very wrong. And it would be easy to just to explain that, yeah, sorry, I know things that I shouldn't know. Someone on the prosecution said it to me. Yes! Yep. I do remember that, was it in the movie or in what, or the, or was it in the game where they say, but somewhere, or was it the manga? But there is some piece of media that stated that 3 of them existed. But I have a feeling that they might have even had more in the live action movie. And was it in the manga that they had 3? Because the specific one that was used in the murder was never given back. It was another copy. Excuses not on sale today? Oh, too bad. Instant transformation. Like, did she legit scratch the makeup off her face? Like, the change in posture, that's easy to explain, and it does a lot. I, for example, know it changes a lot. Like, there are people that legit cannot recognize me at all, even if I would be wearing the same clothing, depending on what sort of browser I have while I walk. But the eyes. Now you say. From a single murder, most likely that would have been said as being a crime of passion, straight to execution. That's what you favor. And boom, makeup is back. That flash in there. His funny face. Why? And here we go. This is the thing that would immediately get him. like has his attorney license revoked. Illegal goods gained illegally presented as evidence that have not been put on the trial record. He would be jailed for this. Even if it would be stated in the separate court case that it was all for the greater good, he would still be jailed for this. What? He already gone through this. It was right over here. It's a clock. We gone through this piece of evidence before already. And I still find it so disturbing that the first beep makes sense, but the second beep does not. Does she seem amused to you? Yeah, the state of witness's face is now all where defense lies. And to be frank, you are not forced to testify in a manner that would incriminate you. But you saying nothing is usually the thing that incriminates you. Yeah, the crying and not the evil face and eye twitch. No, it's the crying. And admission immediately. Oopsies. Anything bad? You just said you did wiretapping. That's illegal. It's a huge breach of privacy. And especially while doing it to an attorney means you are doing a federal offense because you are trying to undermine the legal system. So yeah, that would be a definite jailing. I say way. Ice coffee. Normal coffee, but cold. Yeah, I cannot understand. Like, iced tea is so fucking good when it's done right. But if you would just take normal tea and froze it, it would most likely be very bad as a result. Same goes with coffee and iced coffee. You cannot just freeze the end result and say it would be the other. There are other things to take in consider of. And here is a time for a story. Back in the day, I was actually like forced to make a decision. I was in a store where I like back in the day bought all my all my Nintendo games. To be honest, there weren't any other stores which I had access to, and that had Nintendo games at selection slash price that makes sense. In that store at that moment, I could afford one game. I had to choose between Ace Attorney and um, Trauma Center. So my decision was: do I get a game that's about being a defense attorney, or a game that's about being a surgeon? I thought that the premise of Trauma Center was way more enticing because I had a very limited access to the internet. I only had access to game reviews mostly on books and magazines. And the reviews that I have seen of both games stated that Ace Attorney doesn't have that much to do, while Trauma Center has a lot. I always thought, how much would have changed if I selected Ace Attorney instead? I'm glad that I did select Trauma Center because I fucking love that game. But yeah, it has given me the deep root of you hear that that sudden realization sound, that slashing sound. It is actually based on the same sound effect as in Trauma Center when you use the knife. So it always gives me the feeling that, oh, I made the wrong laceration. And there we go. And why would you? It had nothing to do with it yet, but the bellboy is the only one that could confirm the defense, the freaking witness's alibi. And this is the so bored and bullshit part of Edgeworth's plot here. How have you the balls to even make a question like this? You have no authority to enforce that in any manner. You have no power over this. It's not something you could just do. But because this is how everything works, we have to accept the condition. And I'm not. Oh, good that I could actually cancel the mic there. I don't know how did I end up coughing and having a hiccup at the same time. That was horrible. And they just had the bellboy at hand. Definitely looks like a bellboy. He already has a tea set ready by hand. Wherever he goes. I wonder how horrible those biscuits must be. I think that they are actually supposed to be a certain type of cookie. I don't know the international name of them, but the version we have over here are like very divisive. Like normally you are like, no, I don't ever want to eat them, but when you eat them, it's like, well, this was okay. But then you have another. Now, like, this is the worst thing ever. Why did I eat one? And if you are put into a situation where you have to have the third one, you just regret all decisions you made in your life. But you end up getting into that situation more than you should. And that's the state everyone who has eaten those cookies have been. I don't know how it's so universal. I haven't ever seen them on sale, but I guess it's just a consensus that people have been gone to. They have seen them being served at coffee tables far too many times, so people just end up buying them. I will actually have a quick glance of a thing, because that's odd. I actually saw at a quick glance there being people in a call, which... do I find any trace of it? No, that's actually a bit concerning. But let's move on. Too obvious? Like, there should be like a clear triangle here. Like, she sees you watching. It's way too obvious. And I don't get why he had a trolley on that point. When everywhere else, he just goes with the tray on his hands for some reason. Why? And I think this will be the perfect spot to take a tiny break. Because I really need one. It won't take that long, but I'll be back in a minute or two. So let's hop into this screen first. And those that don't have an ad block will see an ad. If it works, that thing hasn't worked in ages, so we don't get an ad break somewhere random. But yeah, I'll be back in a few moments.
After many long and bloody battles, the Blood Ravens finally completed their purge of the planet Cronus. The battle barge Litany of Fury remained in close orbit, imposing a strict prohibition on any visits to the world, while the Fifth Company maintained the Castellum Incorruptus in North Vandia. The Imperial Guard Segmentum Command lodged protest for the Blood Ravens' actions, reporting them to the Inquisition. The Blood Ravens successfully defended their actions, convincing their interrogators that General Alexander should have bowed to the Blood Ravens' orders and withdrawn. Nevertheless, the Inquisition kept a watchful eye on the chapter, for the rumors of hoarded relics never fully abated. Likewise, many in the Guard's command structure never forgot the blood shed on Cronus. And indeed, the darkest time in the chapter's history began soon after the war's end.
Sorry guys, that took a bit longer than I intended. So I wanted to grab a drink and noticed I was out. So I had to mix some up. And it's funny how we go straight into it. And in business for 4 generations, you say? Even. I like how that's even. Not like checking people in and out, which is usually a completely separate thing. And especially housekeeping. Them. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Hmm. Yes, and you are going to have to state that you did something unprofessional, but you're not going to. Embrace, you say. Another French kiss, sir. No, no, it was just a peck on the cheek. Jesus. Like, people getting manipulated so easily has been the cause of so many bad things around the world. Even a couple of wars, with one of in the antiquities being known the most. Yeah, but well, yeah, they have no reason to lie, that's true, but well, one more question. And here we go. Out of these things, which seem completely unrelated, that's the first thing. You should never admit to something like that in public. You would lose your job immediately. But disappointment, you say? Yeah. What did you just say? Tell us the truth now. Like, I'm so surprised. Like, even the hint of this was not put in anywhere before in the trial. When you barge in the room, you noticed that there were 2 classes. You expected that there would be someone else in there as well. Yeah, it is, but it wasn't put into question, to be honest. Yeah, things like this would put you out of a job fast. To be honest, a bellboy getting noticed on the court would get himself out of a job with this, and the prosecutor manipulating the witnesses would get out of a job immediately as well. You have not won yet, though. Well, I would like to, but it makes no sense. And it doesn't really do anything that funny, so let's just go with the insurance. Convenient little setup, you say? That's what you've been doing constantly. But what do you mean? It's too late. What accusations? You just had a witness stating that being the fact. How can you say that these are even accusations? They are just stating the facts. Pretty cool, you say? Where is all of this coming from, Maya? How are you taking these hints when you are... Well, your entire life is on the line here, so... Yeah, things I didn't want to hear from you. Yeah, at least some small justice. Also, I would like to say the thing that I have been forced to repeat a couple of streams back. If someone is trying to chat and it doesn't work, please try to inform me somewhere else. You can code up on Discord easily. And that will be the replacement for the stream chat if it's down again. Twitch has had issues for a far too long time now, where functionalities just don't work for no apparent reason. And they don't seemingly care that, oh, suddenly no one can actually use a chat. Oh, suddenly no one can find any channels. It's funny how that doesn't seem to concern Twitch. But here we are. Yeah. That very odd spot. And this would be like a sensible place to stop, but I don't know, should I? I don't remember exactly how much longer time-wise it would take to get to the end of the episode, but I would really, really, really like to get there during this stream. And we haven't even been on for the usual time. Just, well, no, to be honest, we have been a bit over the quote-unquote usual time, but I don't see that anyone else has started yet. So I'm a bit on the fence. Do I continue or do I end? I know I wouldn't reach all the way through, which is a sad thing. So maybe it's best to end here, so we actually get to the end of the case next time. It has been almost 3 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here. And sadly, the game doesn't let you out, because even if you return to the title screen like this, oh, it actually let me this time. Remember last time it didn't. There was not a way to actually exit the game. I had to shut down the exe. I was in middle of the scene that was at the beginning of the trial. And yeah, it has been almost 3 hours. I think this is a good time to end. So yeah, let's see, who do we raid? So let me refresh the page. Who do we have on at the moment? Not that many people are online. But I do see some familiar faces. Let me quickly go to their page, and yep, they are actually live. So we might as well right there. Yeah. Before I press the button, I would like to thank everyone for joining today. Next week is still a mystery due to factors not being disclosed to me, but I'm almost certain they won't be affect anything else but maybe Monday. But I have doubts on that front even. So expect the streams to continue normally next week. So Monday, Blackstone Fortress. Tuesday, most likely we'll continue Inquisition Martyr. So we at least go by the main missions. Well, the main missions of the secondary quests. And next Thursday, continuation of Ace Attorney. Again, thanks so much for everyone joining. We are rating EPAC. Hopefully, I see you guys next time. And bye for now.